Hello, everybody. We're getting started. Sorry, I'm late. I have a million things happening in my life all at once at all times, and I got a big dumb brain. That's just the truth. That's the truth. I know people don't want to talk about it, but Jeff Grubb has a big dumb brain. All right, we're trying to see if we can fix Mike's. Okay, so it's not me. We're trying to fix Mike's the crackle from Mike's side of things. We're not exactly sure what's causing it.
DNS? Maybe change your DNS to Google.
He's
That's too much.
What?
Too much for him.
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, please. DNS. Sucking nonsense words.
All right. They can hear us now. Let's see if I might as well just set up the video.
Let me do. You know what? Let me do the classic restart my computer. That's always nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna just do that old trick. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Okay.
kick it on the.
You get settled. You get open up Stream Elements and everything.
Yes, I will. Why won't this show up?
What thing? My
camera's just not being. It's not centering. It's not. I mean, it's working. Or at least it says it's working. All right. Let's do. It's not scale filtering. Where the hell is... Oh, transform. I feel like transform moves every week. There we go. All right.
It's like the continue watching road on Netflix.
Why is it only half my face, though? Oh, okay.
Professional streamers, everybody.
Yeah, we're doing... Very professional. All right.
Wow, that's a nice but very off-brand sweatshirt for you.
Thank you. I think. I think maybe
it's like an old-timey swimsuit. I kind of like it.
Yeah, this is. You know what? It's a onesie. You can't see it, but it's a big onesie. Wraps all around my legs.
Damn.
All right, let's since we're waiting for Mike, let's turn down the gain on this camera.
Earlier. You can't see it, but he has like a prisoner like ball.
Okay. Are we gonna do this today? I can go change. God. Oh, here we go.
I watch Redemption.
I am just here to be beat up upon. That's all I'm here for. Okay, let's. I'm fine now. Now we just need to get Mike Minotti.
Like the guy on King of Fighter.
Oh,
what's his name?
Cody.
Oh, you look like Cody, but that's the big guy on the King of Fighter.
With the ball Mike Hagar.
No,
these are all Street Fighter people.
But aren't they also in?
No,
what game did you say? I think you said Final Fight.
No, King of Fighters.
Oh, King of Fighters. Okay,
Chang.
Yeah.
It looks like Chang.
It's not my or Terry Bogard. I do not know a person from King of Fighters.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah! Oh, out there, like you guys don't know fucking my.
Oh, no, you're just a robot again.
No, you're doing the thing again.
Let's turn down the bit rate a lot and see if that changes anything. All right.
It has nothing to do with whatever is. This is all Mike.
Mike, talk.
I'm talking.
We'll talk more.
I'm talking more. I mean, I have no idea what it could be.
No.
Nice.
All right. Okay. I should have not been late today because then we would have had time to do all this stuff. This is my fault now. Maybe it's time we use Skype. I think I know, but Skype does have
Skype.
Maybe it's time we resort to Skype. Skype does have whatchamacallit. I can't remember the name of it, but I could just.
Why don't you try a direct call here on Discord?
Okay. Yeah.
What now? Direct call?
Yeah. Did we use this room last week? Maybe it's one of these other rooms. Will be better. Yeah, I'll just do a direct call. All right, hang on.
Just try
maybe
a direct
it's the
call.
room.
All right, hang on. Where do I call Mikey at? Let's see here. Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Oh, so far you sound good. Let's
Yeah, well, see how long that lasts.
yeah. What do? I close the chat. I used to close the chat. That puts that there, and then all right. Now we need to bring in Discordant. Kokoto.
I do have a time limit today at 5.
Tell me how long that is from now.
That is about an hour and 25 minutes from now.
Okay, well, let's get started. You sound good. I'm just gonna bet this is gonna work.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, all right. What am I doing? I am closing this. Let me close. What is this? Oh, that looks like I was trying to do something illegal there. Let me close that. Okay. My levels are good. Mike, your levels look like they were good. I just need to open up Stream Elements, but I will do that after we get started. So I am going to hit the buttons here in a second. This next profile.
Jeff does look like he's enjoying. He's literally got the pressure strikes on.
Oh my god. All right.
It's funny.
I just broke out to do this podcast.
Is that why you were late?
Yes, exactly. The coppers will never take me alive. Okay, Mike, I'm gonna do the countdown. We're gonna get started. You ready?
All right. Yep, sounds good. I'm not gonna forget any of these words this time.
I might, because I don't have it open yet, but who knows? I'll just repeat what you said. 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I'm a Nintendog. Oh, I messed up.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, there's new Pokemon, shockingly. So that's something. The Switch is about to turn 5 years old, and we are asking people what Nintendo games should never be remade. Oh, Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm a mess. You know.
This is a new record for I think you just completely forgot we were supposed to do a show today.
Yeah. Yes, I'm. That's where I'm in my life. Where I'm trying to do so many things at once, and there's only room in my brain for maybe half a thing. So it's a bit too much, and I just completely forgot. That's what happened. I was getting ready to set it up earlier today. I sat down at the laptop. I'm like, okay, gotta schedule the live stream. I'll do that, and then I sat down to do that, and then did something else, and then haven't thought about it since. And yeah. But I'm happy to be here, Mike. I'll say that much.
If I was a real jerk, I would mention that the first time I got out of bed in the last 30 hours was to do this podcast with you. But I'm not a real jerk. Don't worry.
Okay. How are you feeling?
Better. I made myself throw up a lot last night. I had a big Crohn's attack last night. So then, so I won't get into. I said, I'm about to say I won't get into the gory details after I mentioned the making myself puke a lot thing. But I feel pretty good right now, although I can't eat anything. So I just had a few saltines, and that's all I've been running on for the last 2 days. So we'll see if I just crash halfway through this thing. I don't know. Maybe
I got a big ejection button. If we have to, we'll just end the show immediately, or I'll do it by myself while you fall apart there in the chair.
But at some point during my Crohn's riddled fever dream, I thought that I had this delusion or this dream that Nintendo announced new Pokemon games, but that can't possibly be true because the last ones just came out, right?
The last 2 just came out in the last couple of months, and they're both selling really well. It's like, man, we said last week they couldn't possibly have another one, but by the end of this year, maybe a Let's Go. Not the next gen though. Mike, did they announce the next generation of Pokemon?
They announced Gen 9, which shocked me. I think on Friday because they announced. So part of it, a few things threw me off here. One, they weren't making that big of a deal about this presents, and it was on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday because it's Pokemon Day or something, and they weren't making a big deal about it because of everything going on in Ukraine, which makes sense. But still, just the timing, Arceus just came out, and I know that's not Gen 9, but it seems as close to another Pokemon game, mainline Pokemon game as possible. And we just had the remakes a few months before that. So I know that it's one thing for them to want to make a Pokemon game every year. 2 a year seems nuts. And I understand that the timing is about the same as from Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield. But again, you didn't have an Arceus come out in the middle of those. You also weren't going from one platform to the other. Sword and Shield probably still self-fight even. So I don't know. It seems like what's the rush here, right? Because Sword and Shield were kind of middling and disappointing, right? So if these come out and are that again, everyone's going to be like, why are you like just throwing these things out here. Like, I know people are excited, and I want to be excited too, but it just seems so fast. Like, do we really need Gen 9 this fall?
Yeah, I was just tweeting because I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that too.
I forgot that one also.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, what it is. Yeah, this it surprised me. I guess we shouldn't be too surprised. They do a new gen every 3 years. It's going to be 3 years this fall, right? So
is it every 2 years? When did Sword and Shield come out?
Well, I mean, it does feel like it just came out.
It seems like it just came out. But yeah,
we did have like 2020 and 2021 and all that stuff right in there.
Yeah, 2019. You're right.
So yeah, so a new gen every 3 years. This is kind of the schedule they've been on, at least as far as I'm aware. I'm not the biggest Pokemon guy.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's right. I mean, this series debuted like '96, so Gen 9. I don't.
It's not. I mean, right now, I think with hindsight, right now, this feels super weird because they did just launch a BDSM, whatever it's called, last fall. But they do that every. They have a Pokemon game every year, not a new gen in every year, but they have a new Pokemon game every year. That's fine, of course. But then we did just get Arceus. And I think in hindsight, that looks really weird because that is so successful. It's so big.
Right, it's got a lot of a little bit. Like, we talk about like, well, they don't need to make a Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart 8 selling so well. I mean, give Arceus some room here. And even the, Diamond and Pearl thing's going to keep selling. And Sword and Shield keeps selling still. And of course, this is also going to sell very well. But in this period where games are taking longer to make for everybody, to the point where even Call of Duty is going to start not doing yearly releases, it seems like, can't we give Pokemon a little more time? Like, not even like again, it's not like there's not going to be a new Pokemon game every year, every 2 years, but for Gen 9. Anyway, some details about Gen 9. This it's going to take place in a region inspired by Spain. The graphics look a little bit like they're still cartoony, but ever so slightly more like realistic-y. It's not quite as big eye anime as Sword and Shield and Arceus were. We have 3 new starters. You've got Sprigatito. I'm gonna go Sprigatito.
Yeah, I feel like I should know what the pun there is, but I don't. Sprigatito.
Well, Sprig is like a because it's a leaf Pokemon, so Sprig, like a Sprig. I don't know what a Tito is about.
I don't know what a Sprig is. I'm just like, again,
like a twig.
Okay.
You don't know what a Sprig is?
No, I don't. A small stem bearing leaves or flowers taken from a bush or plant. Okay.
Well, Jeff, I'm glad that I was able to teach you
my dad just called it
today.
a switch. He said, "Go get a switch." So that's what we called it.
Fue Coco. Fue is fire in Spain, so that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, Fuego. Yeah, but yeah.
Then Quaxley, I don't know. Well, that sounds like quack. Now that I say it out loud, I get it. That's the duck.
Okay.
Quaxley makes sense.
And then Gatito means small cat, means a kitten in Spanish. So that makes sense too. Okay. There we go.
I think Coco in Spanish probably means, what is the crocodile? I don't know. Anyways, so those the 3 they look very nice actually. Sometimes I feel like the starters are very disappointing. The Sword and Shield starters weren't very hot, but these starters look very good. Someone's asking us later which one we're gonna pick, so we can save that for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, this is coming out later this year, probably late this year. So holiday this year. So we have a big Switch game there. I know that I just went red, didn't I?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's eating you up a little bit. I'm gonna see if I could. I was gonna switch where the thing is at. It's region is automatic. I'm gonna try U.S. East and see if that's any better. That's gonna reset, and I think that's a little bit better. All right, so go ahead, Mike. Keep at it.
Oh yeah, we'll keep at it there. Okay, so aside from that, they also announced a new update for Arceus came out called the Daybreak update. This doesn't seem super exciting. There's some new trainer battles, some Pokemon outbreaks, and you get a bunch of free balls.
All right.
Because who doesn't like that? Also, there's a season of Alola that's coming to Pokemon Go. This is going to add Sun and Moon Pokemon to Pokemon Go. So isn't that exciting?
Yeah, Mike, you are getting too chewed up. Is it red for you still? Is it just?
It is red for me still.
It's frustrating because it's like feels like this is probably just a problem between you and like a Discord server somewhere, and nothing like actually a problem inside of your home.
Right.
All right, hang on. Let me think here. Maybe we should just switch to Skype real quick. Sorry, everybody. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let's see. Okay. Mike Minotti, I am What's your name on Skype? Hang on, everybody. We'll be right back.
Should just be Tokoto.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
God, I haven't opened this
Oh,
thing
yeah.
in a while.
Right there. And I know. I think at least it seems like it just automatically updates in Windows. It's not like we're gonna be anything. Okay, I'm gonna shut down Discord. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, everybody. With Skype might have its own benefits, and we maybe will end up using Skype. This will be a fun test. Also, if he's still messed up here, then we'll know it's something else. Although I'm calling him and he's not picking up. Mike's never safe. Okay, it says connecting. I can't tell. It seems like it's not working though. Oh no, yeah, it did just freeze on me. Okay, never mind. Maybe Skype's not going to work either. Cool. All right, we'll try that one more time. All right. Sorry everybody. I should be able to get this going here pretty soon. All right, so I'm saying hi to him, and looks like it's still freaking out. But let's try one more time. Oh no, Skype is just not going to work for me. Okay, I just said it automatically updates, so it'll just work, and then of course it's not going to work. All right, we're gonna have to figure something else out. Let's yeah, Ventrilo, speakerphone. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's like it's been happening with him in Discord for like weeks now, so it's like very frustrating. Yeah, maybe I can update Skype or something. Yeah, but Skype has support for what is it, NDI, and NDI is a very good protocol, and it'd be nice to have that because then I can have like a separate audio track for Mike, and we have other people in there keep all this stuff. Microsoft, you know what? Actually, let's see. Can I do it here? I was gonna try to does Slack have video conversations? All right, you know what? I'm going to try to update Skype and see if that fixes anything. It's pretty messed up that Skype breaks when trying to do a of the video call. You know what? We could just use Zoom, right? Zoom is a thing people use. All right, I'm going to host a video with sign in with Google. My kid is snoring over there. I can hear her on the couch sleeping. All right. All right, now I need to invite Mike. Okay, I sent it to him. Hopefully he's coming soon. In the meantime, how you guys doing? Yeah, thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate it. People are still tuning in. I feel bad. We're trying to figure out technical difficulties, everybody. Mike was getting a bit chewed up there. Mike, maybe actually a good idea might be to record a local backup. I don't know. Yeah, Jeff Grubb's podcast mess is right. Mike, I sent you a link to it's in Slack. It's if you want to join the Zoom call. Oh, it says participant. Oh, I got to admit you. Okay, there we go. My bad. All right, and then hello. You might have to join with computer audio. Let me see here.
I'm just muted.
Okay, and then okay. Now I just got to add your video, and then we'll be good. Yeah, figuring this out. I should have had a backup in mind. I guess Skype was the backup, and now, of course, Skype is broken too. Okay. Instead of this, I'm doing.
It's really testing me this week.
Yep.
Swear to God, we're gonna snap soon.
Let me add this Zoom meeting again. OBS. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What's wrong?
It's not showing your video feed because it's probably hardware accelerated or something, and it's like not going to show it. Let's see.
Ugh.
Hello, hi everybody. We're trying to. Yeah, this is how the sausage gets made. You know what? Let me try something else. Let me try instead of this. Window capture. Or
are you using the desktop app for Zoom, or are you just doing it in the browser?
I'm using the desktop app, but I'll try. I might open it up in.
Desktop app I thought would be the better one.
Right. Okay, here we go. We're gonna fix this. This is.
What did I just do? Ugh.
All right, I'm getting Mike's face in there, and then we'll be back and ready at it in like 30 seconds.
My face.
To very distant lands. All right, Mike, but guess what? You're not going to be. I'm not going to flip you around this week.
Whoa! What a treat!
All right, transition. All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. All right. Mike, where were we? I don't remember.
I kind of remember.
Okay,
I'll just get back to it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, and Season of Aloha is coming to Pokemon Go, so they're adding the Sun and Moon Pokemon to that game, which they sure have almost caught up now, haven't they? So maybe that's why they need to make Gen 9, so that we can still have more Pokemon to look forward to for Pokemon Go.
Yeah. God, yeah. I mean, Pokemon Go is still so successful for them, so there almost might be something to that, where it's, I bet what you're saying there is like part of it, where it's like the trains were just in motion, and they didn't know Arceus was going to be such of a big, its own thing, like where it could totally stand on its own as the new Pokemon game this year. And so they're like, well, we just got to make the next generation in case Arceus doesn't work out. So I can kind of see how we ended up here. But you would think with the success of Arceus that they would still maybe want to take a break. But hey, here we are.
Yeah. A couple of, it's like, Violet and Scarlet. I got to get used to that. So they're more open worldy. They say it's a big, one large interconnected world. I saw one tweet saying, you're connected open world, and Arceus is kind of rough. So we'll see how that goes. But it is like, Pokemon in the field again. And a lot of people are like, oh, wow, it's going to be like Arceus. I think it's going to just be like that small open world area we had in Sword and Shield. That's what it's going to be like. Like that's what that was testing. So I wonder if I'm going to resent the lack of Arceus feel in this game or not. We'll see. Then the other thing, Jeff, I've seen some people asking, like, oh, this must mean that there's no way Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this fall. And I mean, Pokemon Company kind of does their own thing, but maybe Nintendo is thinking, well, we don't need to have Breath of the Wild 2 this fall if we already have the new Pokemon game. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess maybe there's something to that. I don't think that this necessarily means that, okay, we're definitely not getting Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, but I agree with your notion that if Nintendo's like, we do need more time, well, you know, there's a new Pokemon game. We don't need to panic and say we have to launch something this holiday. Let's just get it out. So maybe we feel better about delaying it. I follow that train of thought more than this definitely means we're not getting Breath of the Wild 2 this year. Although we probably aren't getting Breath of the Wild 2 this year.
All right. So outside of Pokemon here, Dave, you know, just in a couple days here, March 3rd is going to be the Switch's 5th birthday. How about that? We're there.
Yay.
Yeah. Back in the olden times, this would be the end of the console.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been that way for a long time. Although with Nintendo on the console side, it typically, I mean, with the Wii U especially, things have been a little bit shorter. How long did the Wii last? The Wii was kind of like 7-ish years.
What are 7? So it came out 2006, and I know like
so 6 years because we got the Wii U in 2012.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a little bit longer. But the handhelds have always had really long life cycles. So this kind of feels like this is living in that lineage more than it's living in its home console lineage.
So Nintendo has withdrawn Super Smash Bros. From EVO 2022 for the first time since I think like 2007. There will be no Smash at EVO. Nintendo has a new partner, I forget their name now, for doing these tournaments for Smash Brothers. So we know Nintendo rather do things their own way, especially now. I don't know if this matters, but Sony does own EVO. Hey, I became Mountains for a hot
you went Mountains for 2 seconds. I'm like, oh no, things are different. I broke it.
So I don't know, Jeff. What do you think? Do you think much about Nintendo removing Smash from EVO? It seems weird. Like, why not just let Smash Brothers be at EVO?
Yeah,
Panda
I mean,
Global is the company they partner with. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely weird. They definitely kind of should just still keep being part of EVO, except for I get them wanting to be in full control of who is allowed to participate, and because that community is toxic to a point of criminality. There's like it is, and that's not the fighting game community. That's specifically also the Smash Brothers community.
And so, a lot of problems.
There are a lot of problems, and it's the kind of thing where Nintendo needs to maybe rule things with an iron fist, and maybe one day it could come back to EVO. But I don't blame them for right now reacting this way. You just sort of you don't want to take any chances. It's not like a fighting game appearance or a competition is a big money maker for them. At best, it's marketing. And what is the point of marketing if it's super risky in terms of, okay, now we're gonna have to deal with legal ramifications of our game of being associated with this stuff, or even just like bad PR, but bad publicity. So I don't blame them for not wanting to necessarily.
I'm sure it's much more important for like the newest Arc Systems Work fighting game to be at EVO and to like be able to like show off a bit and get eyes on it than Smash Brothers, and it's like 3rd or 4th year, right? So
exactly, yeah.
And last thing here, missions and rewards have been added to Nintendo Switch Online. This is kind of weird. It's like basically dailies, and you do things like play one NES game or back up one like Cloud Save, and you get platinum coins. And you can use those for things, including now like special borders for your Switch icon. So what didn't see this coming? Can't they just add trophy support now? Then if we're doing this. We still don't have like trophies on Switch. I'm not even somebody who cares that much about trophies. Although when I did beat Power Slave Exhumed, I was like, that game is kind of hard. I feel like I deserve a trophy, and I didn't get one, and I was sad.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of you're right. It kind of feels like they should just like go the whole hog with this and do it. I mean, maybe this is the beginning of that. Maybe this is like them moving slowly in that direction. It also just feels like Nintendo doing another weird decision, sort of just trying to be its own thing. And most people will like Nintendo does a lot of stuff, and we praise them a lot for like all the cool stuff they do and all the good games they make. But they also make a lot of decisions, and they make a lot of stuff that just sort of comes and goes, and we forget about it, and we don't really talk about it anymore. This feels like it's going to be one of those where it's just going to kind of come and go, and this won't be a point of conversation for most Nintendo fans and fan communities.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, we would like to have folders and themes, but instead we're getting dailies.
Right.
So whatever. All right, Jeff, that is it for the news. We got some questions. We got some super chats early. If you guys have any more you want to send in, be sure to. We will read those. You can also send a super chat about our topic, which is what Nintendo games should never be remade. And we're going to get going here because we have an hour time limit now before we got to go. So let's get to this. VJ Incoming says, gentlemen, Turbo Sean's been bullying me to ask you guys this question for a month. Well, Turbo Sean is a bully. So
yeah, we know this. He knows about him.
He's committed many crimes. My Switch Pro controller had a bad case of drift lately, so I opened it up to find a surprising amount of beard hair caught inside. As a pair of beardly men yourself are considering Jeff as a parent and Mike shows screwdrivers into broken electronics. Have you ever pulled anything gross out of an electronic? Oh, out of an electronic device? Absolutely. It's not even just beard hair. I feel like body hair, hairy. Like there are just hairballs in my house sometimes. It's disgusting. Yeah. So I used to have one of those keyboards. I forget, it was like one of the ones where there was like a good amount of spacing between the keys, and like that thing would just get messed up so badly from hair, because like literally it's just like hair on my hand. Like I have hair like on my hands here, so I'm using my keyboard. This stuff's falling off. It's getting in there. It's all bad.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing has happened to me, where like I'm like, why does my stuff always just seem to break so quickly? And I think it's just my hair gets in a lot of stuff. So it's frustrating for sure.
Mm-hmm. I wish I was smooth like a baby.
Yeah,
I sometimes have
dolphin
fantasies of just like dunking myself into like a bath of Nair, just seeing what happens.
Yeah, the Nair bath fantasy. We all have it.
Yeah. Dr. Suss says, do you guys think we'll get Elden Ring remastered for the Switch 3? That's a funny question, and yes, I do.
Wait, what was the Elden Ring remaster for the Switch 3? Is that what the question?
Switch.
That's very good. Yes, that's when we'll get it on the Switch. Absolutely.
It's funny because like Jeff's just playing Elden Ring portably now.
Yes, I am. That's great. It's fantastic on the Steam Deck.
Sakelin says, I once let you know that I have now finally beaten Metroid Dread after your pep talk a few weeks ago, and it did actually work. Only took me less than 10 tries, even though I didn't play for months. Good job.
Yeah.
For
well
my
done.
question, what Nintendo franchise would lend itself most for a Souls-like game? Mario.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario.
I mean, Fire Emblem, I guess, is the most obvious answer. I imagine, although I don't know.
I mean, like Tomorrow is saying, like it keeps comparing From Software games to Mario. He's like, you go into this world, and if you die, you go back to the beginning, and you have to like apply what you learned. And there's an enemy right there at the beginning of the stage, and if you run into him, you're gonna die. And now you got to learn from that. Now you know to jump over him, and maybe one time you jump over him, and you accidentally hit him on the top of the head, and you kill him, and now you learn how to kill him. And it's like he's like. But also, if you're talking about aesthetics, yeah, Fire Emblem's pretty good. I don't know. I think Breath of the Wild obviously has a lot of the DNA that they used in this game, in Elden Ring. I mean, it's definitely, they have different philosophies about how to interact with the world, but in terms of building a world to be interacted with, they're pretty similar.
And then Turbo Sean says, happy Tuesday, guys. A new Pokemon generation has been announced. So the age-old starter question must be asked. Are you team Sprigatito, team Fuecoco, or team Quaxley? Jeff, for your benefit, that's team Weedcat, team Chili Pepper Crocodile that actually looks like a dinosaur, and team Donald Duck from Kingdom Hearts, respectively. Well, I am obviously on team Donald Duck from Kingdom Hearts, even though someone pointed out that he kind of looks like Donald Trump also, which now I can't unsee that.
I think also, Quaxley sounds like the name of a guy you would meet from like Salt Lake City. It sounds like I don't know about what I'm trying to say by that, but something along those lines. Like there's
something
probably
insulting.
There's like probably like a family of people named Quaxley or something in Utah. I like the duck a lot. And when I first saw all these, I'm like, this duck looks great. But the more like I probably am Sprigatito. I really like that cat a lot. I mean, it's Weed Cat. I get it.
I like that one the least. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but you don't like cats.
Yeah, I don't like cats. There's also been a lot of cat starters already.
And also, the whole thing where it is definitely going to stand on two legs, and that's going to be upsetting to everybody. Right. And everyone's right. Everyone's right to be upset about that. They need to have some restraint.
I know. I do need to see what the final forms look like, because they often just look. I remember when I was excited for I forget his real name, but we all called him Smugleaf at first. That one like leaf guy. And then like, oh, he's great. I love him. And then he evolved into just like a giant garden snake it was the gross. They messed up the final form so badly. Benji Bob says, howdy, dogs. Is it possible that Xbox's Project Scarlet was secretly canceled, leading Xbox to give that codename to the Series X, and then Microsoft gave that canceled game to Nintendo to turn into the Gen 9 games Scarlet and Violet, further solidifying the partnership between the two that could lead to eventual acquisition? You think you're funny? You think you're funny, Benji Bob?
Connected all the dots there.
You read all that for your joke?
Yep.
Think you're funny, guy? Anyways, he continues. Anyways, for my real question, what are the chances that Game Freak was co-developing Arceus and Gen 9 side by side? Maybe they realized PLA's proof of concept is actually so good they can commit a mainline game to it and start doing so immediately. Or are the trailers slightly misleading, even instead get a more fleshed out wild areas like we did in Gen 8? Thanks as always, Team Quaxley for life. I mean, they had to be developed side by side.
Yes,
which is
like
shocking because those are two big games. Again, I do not think that we're going to be getting like Arceus with some more traditional Pokemon elements. I think we're just getting an expanded version of those wild areas from Gen 8. I think that is what is actually happening. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're able to throw some things there, but like you're still going to just probably walk into and touch a Pokemon to start fighting with it. You're not going to just throw your Pokeball, which is part of what makes Arceus feel so good. So
right.
Pablo Costa says, hey, Beef and Cheddar Dogs, here's my question. Considering the Gen 9's region seems to be based upon Spain, do you think we're getting a donkey Pokemon inspired by Don Quixote? Man, we better, actually. Don Quixote. Donkey. Oh, yeah, absolutely better get one.
There's already a PBS show called Donkey Hody, and it's about a donkey that lives in a windmill. So
that's great, though.
Yeah, it really is. I'm like, that's fantastic stuff. Well done.
I want a Sancho Pokemon too. Is Sancho in that show?
I don't know. I haven't watched much of it, but my kids seem to be into it when I do put it on, so I'll give it a shot. I'll report back.
But the best episode of Quantum Leap is the one where he gets teleported into some theater guy, and he's the lead in Don Quixote. So he has to do that part. Luckily, though, he had that album and knows the songs by heart. I am Don Quixote, the man de la Mancha. Good stuff. Pablo Costa says, also, sorry, Benji Bop, but the only right answer here is Team Sprigatito. Team Sprigatito. That's like the worst one. Casual says, happy March, Nintendogs. It is March. With new Mario Kart tracks approaching, it's making me wonder something. What do you think the ratio is going to end up being between Mario Kart Tour tracks and the other games? Tour has 25 tracks, and some of them look decent, like the Tokyo one, but prefer souped-up zero-G versions of tracks from the other games. I feel like they're going to be mostly Mario Kart Tour tracks, right? Like that's
but most of those Mario Kart Tour tracks are from the older games, right?
Right,
so it's like,
but they're going to be those older versions from the Mario Kart Tour, right? It's like
right, and that's listen, that's what I'd rather play him in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so whatever. I'm not really complaining.
Flossy Prime 1 says, Merry Tuesday to all celebrate. Oh my God, this is Fat Tuesday, and I literally can only eat saltine crackers.
Oh no! Oh man, you're like having like a Job-like thing happening to you right now.
Well, I could just be fat on some other day. No one's stopping me. Merry Tuesday to all who celebrate. Question for the dogs: is the lineup for the Switch this year officially too crowded? Many have speculated that the Gen 9 announcement means that something is getting pushed from the holiday, with Breath of the Wild 2 being the main assumption. Does Nintendo actually need to move stuff, or should they just keep this trend rolling? I mean, there is traditionally like an early holiday and a December holiday game. Although, like, when is Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming out? Because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was a late holiday, September. So maybe that's already your early holiday game. I don't know.
That's too early. September's they usually usually have something like October and December. That's what
you're right.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, look, if it's a stacked holiday for them, like I don't think they're gonna be too upset about it. But again,
although Zelda probably not coming out this year.
Screaming Madden, hey Arby's boys, after Gen 9 of Pokemon is done and 3 years later we get to Gen 10, which location would make for a better setting? Pokemon Colorado or Pokemon Ohio? Look, I have to be honest, if I was going to set a game somewhere and was thinking about how pretty it would look, I'd probably go for Colorado with its mountains and hills. Like Ohio's just flat and there's cornfields. Like it's nice and pleasant to live in, but yeah, no one's setting a game here.
I think he's right.
Yeah.
I think you might be onto something there.
Reese Elliott says, if you could give any Nintendo game that Dark Souls treatment, what would it be? Give me a Wario one. I want to hear the wow, 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 wow with every death and sword swing. His Soul's currency could be a bag of coins. His sites of grace, his bank account. That's even a better answer than what we had last time this was asked. So yes, a Wario Souls-like game. A Wario Souls. Nah, that's awful. Creaky Legs, do you think with Gen 9 coming out this year, despite having just released Legends, that raises or lessens our chances of getting Breath of the Wild 2 this year at all? Yeah, seems like we think it. It seems like the chances of Breath of the Wild 2 coming out were probably maybe not great this year anyways, but this probably lessens it even more.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
He continues, because it seems like Nintendo doesn't fear cannibalizing sales of Legends with another new Pokemon game of a similar vein, but would they fear releasing 2 major AAA titles weeks or only months apart? I don't think they would fear it,
No,
but it definitely gives them a reason. Well, we don't have to do this. We can just delay Zelda. It is crazy how by the time that game, like we all thought that was like this quick turnaround sequel thing, right? And now it's like, man, what is this going to look like? Because it is at a point now where if this comes out and it is just using mostly that Breath of the Wild 1 map with some different things, like maybe that's not going to be.
Majora's Mask came out a year later. Like that was the whole thing there. Like reuse all the assets, but it comes out a year later. We'll take it. We get it. Like it made a lot. It was like the first expand alone. This is like it kind of needs to be a whole thing on its own at this point. I
mean, it's just taking the same amount of time as a normal next mainline Zelda game would at this point.
Although it is probably because they have greater ambitions than they first thought they would. It's probably what happened here.
That's fine. Overhaul 89 says, hey, Beef and Cheddar Boys, this might be a more appropriate question a few weeks ago, but here it is. Universal crossplay is desirable in online play, but seems to be heavily gated by Sony, with exceptions like Fortnite, etc. Could Microsoft use their new leverage post-Activision acquisition to open up crossplay for more titles? Would Microsoft even want that? Thanks in advance. Also, PS Jeff, if you're still looking into moving to Minnesota, there appear to be no Arby's franchises in Minneapolis, but there is one in St. Paul. Do what you will with this information. Well, there you go, Jeff. Another reason why you just can't go there.
Fair enough. Okay.
So what do you think about crossplay?
I mean, I think that Microsoft would probably try to leverage more, but who knows what those deals really look like? You know, a lot of revenue sharing with Sony to be like, hey, can we do crossplay? Here's some money from, you know, that you might be losing out on or something like that. They could probably whittle those deals down is probably what would happen. That's probably the reality. And I don't know. And then also they might be able to establish a world where it's easier for future developers to do crossplay out of the gate or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just going to keep expanding. Universal crossplay is probably not going to ever be a full thing, but it'll keep expanding going forward.
Hey, Jeff Grubb and coworker, says Bench JC. Wow. With Kirby this month, what would be one item in real life you personally would like to be able to use in your own mouthful mode? Probably a lawnmower. I think it'd be fun to become the lawnmower and mow the grass that way. That would make that chore more interesting.
Oh, why is that such a good answer?
It is. I have lots of good answers, Jeff.
I mean, just something about just chopping up the grass, and having it all go with your spinning teeth or whatever it would be. I don't know. A public bench.
You just want people to sit on you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That was the joke, Mike. Thank you. Yeah.
You're a pervert. Beef Hammer says, with it coming out in a few days, does this mean it's officially too late to change Triangle Strategy's name? It's officially too late. Why does Square Enix need to make terrible choices at time? It's so weird to name your game after its mechanics and not its story or world. It's good when you can do both of those things, like Breath of the Wild, right? It's weird when it is literally just mechanically, this is a strategy game and triangles are important because, things. So yeah, I don't know. It's a dumb name. I don't know how they settled on that.
Yeah, it is such the opposite of what they normally do, which is here's just random words from the dictionary, and this one's
like those random words.
Yeah, but they're terrible names still. I don't care how much you like them; it's still terrible names.
Oh, you're wrong.
And this one's just
fantastic.
Yeah, it's like if my name was White Guy. Hello, I'm White Guy.
Your name is White Guy. Nintendo Bro says, following up on a question for Gamesbeat Decides, but they do a Zelda movie, would it make sense to do standalone movies with that franchise? I think trilogies of Lord of the Rings would make much more sense. Also, I'm still waiting for the ink to dry on the announcement of a Splatoon 2 community game night. Yeah, it's pretty risky, though, to just be we're going to make a trilogy. Because either film it all at once, like Lord of the Rings, which was a big gamble that paid off, or it's with the Golden Compass or whatever, where it's this is going to be a bunch of movies. Then, oh, never mind. No, it's not. Even Narnia, which started out being hits, they didn't get to finish that whole thing. So, it's so hard to imagine how you adapt Zelda because it means so many. I imagine that when they adapt Zelda, they will start with Ocarina of Time and at least do that one because that's like the safest thing. And again, I don't know. Do you make an Ocarina of Time movie? Do you make an Ocarina of Time TV show?
It's
An
probably
Ocarina
a
of Time
show at this
trilogy?
point. Yeah.
It's probably a show at this point, especially after this Lord of the Rings show. They'll see how that does and how
Right.
what the logistics were like for that. Nintendo. Or yes, wait. Oh, he also asked about the Splatoon 2 community game nights.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. He did say that. Sorry, I'm out of it.
No,
I think we're doing that Friday.
We'll do that soon. We'll do. Oh, we're doing it Friday.
Turbo was asking about it. He says maybe Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, let's do it.
Stay tuned.
I don't know if I'll have time, but yeah.
Octo says, what are some great Nintendo games that are trapped for various reasons? Either trapped in legal limbo, GoldenEye at one point, translation limbo like Mother 3, or just trapped on a system that makes it hard to play. My pick would be Kid Icarus Uprising, a game I tried to play and would play, but the fact that it's only on 3DS, trapped with those not great controls, it's quite a shame. Maybe a topic for future podcasts. You're going to run out of them sooner or later. That's a good question. I think I was thinking about this because Jeff like showed it on his Steam Deck, but Virtual Boy Wario Land is a big one for me, and I still can't believe they didn't put that on 3DS somehow.
Yeah. I mean, all the 3DS games. I mean, Samus Returns and Link Between Worlds and stuff like that. They need to just get over, and like the Castlevania DS games and stuff. Just everything, pretty much. I hope they come up with a pipeline to get a lot of that stuff ported and saved for all time. But this is Nintendo.
When he says, sorry if this is too deep of a dev question. On Steam Deck stream, you were skeptical of Microsoft putting Game Pass on Steam because they have to work with Linux. I, a moron, don't understand why developing for Linux would be harder than working with the proprietary OS for Switch or Sony. Thank you again for the stream yesterday and the show today.
It's not harder. That's not what I mean. They just they make Windows, and I guess that when you put it in okay, well, they put out games on PlayStation and Nintendo, so why wouldn't it? It's like a different sort of. I mean, Windows is their bread and butter from so long ago. It's not so much their bread and butter anymore, and I don't really think that would be too much of a hold up or a hang up. Obviously, I think they would put out like a Game Pass thing on Mac if there's not one already. I guess it probably is not there because of Apple's weird App Store rules or whatever. And Mac's, I guess Mac's open is open, so they could just put it on the web or whatever. So if they haven't done that, then maybe it's a similar thing. But I think they probably will do something eventually once Steam Deck really picks up pace and it is clear that it's not just going to be this flash where everyone cares about it right now when it launches. When people are still talking about it later this year, Microsoft will probably get around to doing something to support it.
Jump Map says, Yacht Club has said Shovel Knight is their Mario and Mina the Hollower is their Legend of Zelda. What Nintendo franchise should they do their version of next? That's interesting. Like normally I would think of Metroid as the next pillar, but we already have a lot of Metroid inspired games.
Exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
Yes, I don't really think I need them to do that. Donkey Kong Country might be interesting, but we had that Ukulele and the Impossible Lair kind of do that, although maybe there's still room for that. I'd like to see their Yoshi's Island, whatever that would be, I guess. That could be interesting.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the one, I mean, I want Mario 64. I mean,
sure. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I want their 3D platform. And apparently they are working in 3D. So
yeah. Like they've done the joke about Shovel Knight 64 in the past or whatever, and it was the Commodore 64 version. They clearly know that people care about them going and do like something like that in 3D. I would love to see that.
Yeah, like literally Shovel Knight 64. Actually, that would actually blow me away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeff. Let's get to. Do we have a super chat? I think we have a super chat. Did you want to read that?
Yeah. I got it right here. Stream Elements. Let me take a look. We got one here from Radu Perico Taganas. Listen to the Bombcast or Nintendogs or play Elden Ring or worry about Ukraine. What a time to be alive. Maybe I should try all four. Yeah, do all four. Yes, that will overwhelm your senses, and you'll no longer be able to think about any of them.
Yeah, you won't be able to feel things. It'll be great.
It's gonna feel real great. Yeah, do that.
All right, Jeff. Here's our topic. What Nintendo game should never be remade, ever? Some people in the community didn't like this topic. There's a lot of people who are like, everything could be remade. But I saw some pretty good answers here where I'm like, yeah, what would be the point of remaking that? So I don't know. Did you have an answer for this one?
I mean, I think our like collective answer for the reason that this got brought up in the first place was Super Metroid, right? Like that was the one. So I'm like trying to think of something beyond that. I'm trying to think of something.
Even then, I'm like, I could kind of, okay, if you like really did a very good job and like maybe you improve some of the control things some people get hung up on that don't bother me, but whatever, maybe. But certainly for me, I don't ever need one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably go with like Wii Sports, like just if you're gonna like because I think remaking it, obviously they might update the visuals, but I don't want them to try to remake Wii Sports in any way that exists outside of like what the Wii did with like motion controls and all that stuff. It should just kind of be what it always was, and not try to like. I'm glad they're doing a sequel, and it's like it's going to incorporate some of the Switch's stuff, but don't try to go back and take what Wii Sports was and sort of try to manipulate that to work on a different system. It was meant for the Wii. Let it just be for the Wii.
Like, gosh, like there's so many good answers. I almost want to steal out from people from the community. I don't want
Do
to
it.
steal them. I'm trying to think of something. Somebody said Yoshi's Island, and I'm like, man, that makes a lot. Yeah, like how they would just ruin that, because every Yoshi game since then has been worse, has looked worse, has played worse, has had worse level design. So it's like, yeah, please do not remake Yoshi's Island. That game is actually pretty perfect the way it is.
That's a very good answer.
All right, let's get through what the community says here. Moonlight 150 says, hot take, I don't think there is one. So yeah, this is the sentiment we hear a lot here. Everything should be up for remake. I kind of get it. Like, I would have thought, well, remake Final Fantasy 7, but then they found an interesting way of doing that, I suppose. I guess there's like some risk assessment there, right? Because they could just do a bad job or make it unnecessary. BG says, I'd have to say Link to the Past. That game still seems timeless. Excellent art, great music, fun dungeons, and fine pacing. Could maybe use a bit more direction for the player, but otherwise a near perfect game as is, in my opinion. I don't know what you would possibly do. And they talked about remaking Link to the Past, and that turned into Link Between Worlds instead. And thank God it did.
That was the right choice. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. BJ Incoming says, I'm not a tremendous fan of the question because a lot of people jump to cynicism and think that remakes are always bad when games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Link's Awakening, Samus Returns, most of the Pokemon remakes, etc., have proven that remakes can not only be a chance to make an old game grow and modernize for a new audience, but may sometimes be considered a definitive version if you had to choose one. So I will instead swing the pendulum the other way and say the Zelda CDI game should never be remade, because the best those games could hope for is that they'll be average and forgettable. At least with them being horrible, we can look back and laugh and go, holy shit, how did Nintendo approve this? And look at them fondly that way. But they do get remade, make them Amico exclusive. It's what the console does. That reminds me of when they like redid the voice acting for Symphony of the Night on Xbox 360. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like, no, you can't make it better.
Right.
And it was like, no, we like that.
I love this idea, because imagine, I mean, Tommy Tallarico's still at the company. Imagine if he got like the Zelda CDI games and how he would pump this up and like tease it, like, we got Zelda. Just wait, no, you don't believe me, we got Zelda. And it would be that, and everyone would be like, oh my god, Tommy Tallarico. That's a fun little story I just told myself in my head, and I'm having a good time with it.
I think that the Amico's latest crowdfunding thing ended early with like 1% being done or something. That thing's coming crashing down very soon. Finally, I think.
Fair enough.
Veggie Bob said, I had the same mindset as VJ when thinking about this, which brought me to the answer Pokemon Dash. The mechanics of the game literally ruin styluses and touchscreens everywhere, including my own. And the whole object of the game is to flick your stylus fast in a certain direction. I feel like playing a mobile game before mobile games really existed. There was no variety. It just sucked. And honestly, you're better off trying to make a new Pokemon race game than trying to remake this one. I forgot this game existed until literally yesterday, because when I was bedridden, I was just watching all these videos by Triple Jump about ranking like console launch games or something. So I was like, oh yeah, they made a weird Pokemon racing game where you just literally kept flicking in the direction you want your Pokemon to go. By Pokemon, only Pikachu is the only person you can play as. So what a bad game. Dr. Suss says, the OG Legend of Zelda, it's not a perfect game, not by a long shot, but any modern quality of life changes would break the game. If they added visual or audio cues to help you find dungeons or collectibles, it would make the whole thing too easy. The fact that you need to explore every nook and cranny of the map to find stuff is what makes it special. That level exploration was only ever replicated in Breath of the Wild. You know, they did remake the original Legend of Zelda for the Satellaview, BS Legend of Zelda, which, you know, it's an interesting looking curiosity. It's not like it doesn't even look like Link to the Past. It's 16-bit. It's not very good looking. It's pretty unnecessary. Like, I would not want to play that.
Is it kind of like the Super Mario All Stars a little bit in terms of it?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, I would think, but not even maybe as good as that. Pinball Jr. says, Yoshi's Island. Not a huge fan of the game myself, but the biggest reason for a remake is improved visuals. But Yoshi Island still looks perfect today. Yeah, I agree. I don't know this is the one I stole from, basically. So sorry, Pinball Jr. But yes, I think that's the best answer. I don't know what the hell you would do to make Yoshi's Island better. That game was so good looking. It has an art style already.
Yes.
Like what the hell? What would you do?
One Up versus CPU is mad at you. He says BS Zelda is not a remake.
It's not? Is it? I thought it was like a. Oh, does it have like altered dungeon layouts or something? What? Okay, close enough. Turbo Sean says VJ's interpretation of the question has opened the door to negative answers, and I like it. I believe that the Nintendo game that should never be remade is super duper absolutely Metroid Other M. The gameplay overall is bad. Pretty much all the problems it has stem from the godful story. You can't really fix anything without ripping out the story. The way Sub-Zero rips out spines, and at that point, you're no longer remaking game, just making a new one to repent for sins of the past. Yeah, they can't what would they do if they remade Other M really to fix it? I don't know.
I mean,
it was such a Wii game, and so much of what's flawed about it is fundamental to the game.
Yes, yeah, right. You would just be making a different game at that point, and then why not just make a different game?
Mm-hmm. BS Zelda has different dungeons and different overworld. Man, I thought BS Zelda was like a straight up Zelda.
I want to play it.
Remake.
I'm gonna play it.
You could look at. I'm sure you could put it on your thingy, your Steam Deck.
Oh.
Pablo Costa says, "Don't ever mess with Super Mario Bros. 3. That game is perfect as it is. I mean, to be fair, Nintendo's already tried remaking it twice: Super Mario All Stars first, and Super Mario Advance 4. But the NES original is pure magic even today." That's a pretty good point. Like there are some games that did get remade, and pretty quickly we're all like, "No, I'd rather just play the original." Actually,
yes, agreed.
I feel that way. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, I agree. Like the Super Mario All-Star version was like neat at the time for a minute, and then I'm like, for the rest of my life, I've just gone back to the NES version.
No, that's exactly how I always feel. Like I'll play those All-Star versions after I played the original again, and then like if I'm like really still into it and I'm curious, I'll try that. But yeah, I'm fine. Casual says, I'm in the camp of thinking there's not really any game that's beyond remaking, but since that's already been said, my answer is Side Pocket for the Game Boy. Pixel graphic hustling and a chiptune soundtrack that's best left in the past. What is this? Is this a pool game? What is Side Pocket?
See, I think I might have it right here. I mean, look and see. Yeah, it's a table. You know, it's billiards.
Billiards.
Yeah,
billiards. I like that. I look at him flexing now.
I'm trying to find it, but I could have swore I had it, but maybe it's not here. Fair enough.
Well, while you look or give up, which both of those options would be good.
Yes.
Kanobo says Pokemon Mystery Dungeons Explorers of the Sky. It's perfect. The pixel art looks so good. Probably the best looking game on Nintendo DS and still plays very well. So please, Nintendo or Pokemon Company, don't touch this game. Yeah, there's a few games like that are just, they came out that period where we're getting really nice pixel art. And you know, if they remake it today, it's just going to be like mediocre 3D models.
Yes.
Like they'll be really smooth mediocre 3D models like in Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, or I think I got those mixed up.
Yeah, BDSM, right?
BDSM. Zackhausen, who is very nice, very evil, by the way. Nintendogs should never be remade because that's the title of your show and it'll be a complete lie. I agree with that. There's a rumor recently that they're going to make a new Nintendog, and I was like, they better not be. A serious answer would be the Pokemon Black and White duo. Those games are honestly peak Pokemon for me, and nothing since has touched them. I worry a remake would change or add things that would just ruin that perfect Pokemon experience. Turbo Sean was talking about this, how like Black and White were very good looking games on the DS. They had really nice pixel art, and they like did really fun stuff with putting the pixels on top, like the character pixels on top of these 3D worlds, and the camera would pan around, and the characters, like the Pokemon sprites, are animated. It's a very good looking game still. And it's like, I don't think people want them to just do the same thing they did with BDSM for those. Like it'll just be worse. So
yes,
they're going to do it. They're going to remake Black and White. Like, of course they are. I just wonder what the hell that's going to look like. Resell, it says, don't remake Donkey Kong Country. It was shit then, and it'll be shit now. Nobody likes a painted turd with floody physics. I want to reprimand him, but I used to kind of think that.
A lot of people don't like Donkey Kong Country. Like, this is not an uncommon opinion.
I used to think it was overrated, but it really finally clicked with me. And I'll tell you what, I played Donkey Kong Country 2. It's just one of the best SNES games. It's so good. B Papa says Metroid Fusion. This is a popular choice remake, but if it were to happen in the foreseeable future, I'm sure Mercury Steam would be tasked with it. And I'd rather them just focus on making another new Metroid game, given how much better Dread was than Samus Returns. Also, a lot of the fun with the SAX was done better with the Emmy. Yeah, I just put Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission in a collection. Like maybe increase the resolution. I don't know. I think
I think just like do like a widescreen mod on it and make it like a remastered, but don't remake that one. Actually, that might be the best answer. Metroid Fusion is kind of perfect especially the way it looks and plays. So yeah, don't mess with that one at all.
They'll try to make it longer, and it's just won't be a thing. Screaming Madden says Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit is a perfect SNES classic that doesn't need to be remade. It looks amazing as is, and what's more timeless than seeing Tim, the Toolman Taylor, shoot a nail gun at raptors and mummies? And it comes with a fake manual that says real men don't need instructions. That's actually pretty great. Try to do that for him. Okay, briefly, I'll say my real answer. Whoa, that's not your real answer. Now I'm disappointed. My real answer is Super Mario Galaxy because that game is perfect as is, from the level design to the visuals and score. Yeah, basically the only thing you ever need to do to Mario Galaxy is just like put it in HD.
Yes, HD texture pack and go have fun. That's another good answer. Bench
JC says Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2. They could never do those games justice as modern Pokemon is today. The 2D moving art style was incredibly good and honestly my favorite games on the DS, and they could never do them justice. Yeah, see, I agree with that. It's funny because that's one that like I agree with, but like it's coming. So what are they gonna do? Beefhammer says Nintendo should never remake Devil's Third because it is absolutely perfect in every way, and Nintendo will only ruin it if they touch it. And then Revit says make that 2 votes for Devil's Third. Velocity Prime 1 says this is honestly an impossible question. No game is beyond revisit, and I think the weaker game is a redo might be a good way, to go about it. So in the spirit of being a stinker, never remake Mario Sunshine. All those cube heads have to live in the past with the weakest 3D Mario game. Wow.
You can't use those words. Those are our
cube
words.
Heads. I never heard of that. Cube heads. Ouch.
Deeply hateful. Deeply hateful.
I will say at least I am furious that when they put Sunshine on the 3D All-Stars thing, they didn't at least put it like get it 60 frames per second. Like their game obviously has more flaws beyond that, but come on.
Dirty cube heads.
We Demon, I think we know who his starter is going to be, says, don't remake Mario Sunshine. A wise man once said, I don't know how you fix Mario Sunshine other than putting a bullet. Okay, I know that I've been like a bit more on team. Yeah, Mario Sunshine is flawed, but you guys are just being mean. Leave Mario Sunshine alone.
Yeah, Jesus.
Actually, probably would be the most appropriate for a remake, honestly, because there are things to fix.
Yep.
It is a very pretty game, and it could be even prettier now. Yeah, in fact, that's wrong. Mario Sunshine is one of the best answers for a remake. Delta Prime 84 says Super Mario World because it is already perfection. That's another one. Like, what the hell would you do if you remade Super Mario World?
Right. I mean, that one, at the most, you just take those same visuals and you make them look like they came out of Super Mario Maker with that HD style. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but I just don't want it to be New Super Mario Brothers. But
no, not New Super Mario. Yeah, just the HD look of Super Mario, the Super Mario World biome in Mario Maker.
Yes. Wildfire Alex. Oh, sorry. Giselle first says Super Mario World is great the way it is. Just did I read that? Am I losing my goddamn mind? No, this is a separate answer. Say Super Mario World. Giselle says Super Mario World is great the way it is. Just keep it alive through Nintendo Switch Online or keep porting it forever. I think that's right. Wildfire Alex says the Nintendo game that I don't think needs to be remade is Super Metroid. Why? Because it's already perfect, and any type of remake modification will only blemish what is already considered to be a masterpiece. Well said. Overhaul 89 says my answer is Kirby Superstar. I intentionally left it out of the HD pixel treatment last time because I feel like Superstar is actually perfect. It would have benefited from such treatment, nor should it be redone in the 3D style of modern Kirby games, in my opinion. Yeah, Kirby Superstar is great. We had Kirby Ultra Superstar on the DS, and like I didn't even like it almost felt more like a port than a remake. I don't think they like redid a lot of things there. I can't even really remember what's different there. I felt like they added some touchscreen things to it. But yeah, Kirby Superstar is just fantastic. Nintendo Bro says Nintendo should never remake Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Can't say Mario Kart 8 because they already did that. Because as much as I love that game, I really love to play Mario Kart 9. Yeah, like there's some series like that where they're just going to keep making sequels so that we don't have to worry about them remaking
Right,
it.
exactly.
Like they're not going to remake Mario Kart 64. Although apparently, I always say they might remake Melee, but what do I know? Octo says, don't know if this is cheating, but Bowser's Inside Story shouldn't have been remade or remastered in hindsight. I like the art style less for both remakes, and they don't even have the benefit of being on a modern system like the Switch.
Yeah.
So don't remake remaster games to make them worse without making them more widely accessible, I guess is my point. Yeah, that's how I felt. Like I wanted to play Mario and Luigi, and I was like, I absolutely just want to play the Game Boy Advance version and not this kind of Vaseline-y sort of fake 3D model-y remake thing.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's right. I mean, and now you get the analog pocket. It's a great way to play it.
Gigi64 says low hanging fruits, but urban champion for the NES is best left forgotten. Jeff, we got one more super chat in here about this. You want to read that before I tell everybody what next week's topic is going to be?
Yeah, from J Stud McLovin, who sent a super chat to answer this question. Super NES games, because their visuals are timeless anyway. And I think that's generally correct. Like Super NES games they should just look the way they look. Like they don't need to be updated. No adding 3D stuff like that. And I kind of feel the same way about GameCube. In terms of its 3D visuals, those should just kind of be what they are, maybe just made out HD. Like Metroid Prime doesn't need to be remade. They're probably not actually remaking it all that much. They're probably just remastering the hell out of it for what they're doing with it, and that's the right answer.
All right, so for next week's topic, since we got these new Pokemon starters, I thought I would ask everybody, what is your favorite Pokemon starter ever? So across all of the gens. I don't think I asked this. If you want to be weird and cute and say Eevee or Pikachu, you can go ahead. That's fine. All right, Jeff, have you been playing anything Super Nintendo-y?
No, not really.
I don't know why I said, but I said Super Nintendo-y. I didn't literally mean the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, say lowercase s on the Super. Yeah. Okay, so I got Dolphin up and running on the Steam Deck, and it works really well. Metroid Prime is a bit rough on it, but Metroid Prime is kind of rough in general, especially when you're switching between Samus and her suit form and her ball form. But it's still very playable. And then I was playing stuff like Mario Strikers and things like that, and it works really well. And it's a full PC, so you can go in there, go in the settings, and add stuff like the HD texture packs, and you can add the widescreen hacks and stuff like that. So I've been tinkering around with those things. I was actually one of the things I was working on when I was late here, as I'm trying to get a video posted of that, and then doing a story on that. So I'll be talking a lot about the emulation on Steam Deck, it's very good. I did a whole long stream yesterday about that. People tuned in, were kind of helping me figure stuff out. And like you would think, like, okay, so you got the Dolphin emulator. Am I gonna have to run that in a desktop mode? Well, no. There's ways to get it set up so it just works. That you could just like launch it from Steam in handheld. The gaming mode is what they call it. And then also emulators run better in gaming mode. I ended my stream yesterday with a PS3 emulator, and we did that in desktop mode because I was running out of time. I didn't have time to go back to the gaming mode. And 50 Cent Blood in the Sand was getting me like 30 frames per second at most in that mode. And then I switched over to gaming mode, and it was like going up to 60 frames per second. It was running really well. So it's like so you want to get stuff set up. It's a little bit quirky, but the Steam Deck is powerful enough, and not just in terms of like, it's its processors, but in terms of like the features that it has, so that you can really kind of emulate everything and have all the controls you need. And we were setting up the trackpads to be like, okay, if you go this way, it's going to be escape on a keyboard, so you could just close the game and then go right back into Dolphin and launch another game. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is very handy, and all this stuff's built into the Steam Deck, and it just works. And yeah, I got a whole list of games down. I'm like filling out my library of Dolphin for GameCube on the Steam Deck, and like, this is going to be my emulation machine for the foreseeable future, and I'm very excited about it.
Now you showed me some of that Ridge Racer Type 4 love, and that got me excited. Yeah,
and that ran great, of course. I mean, PS1 emulation on there is very good, and that's another one. Like, you go to the Linux desktop, get DuckStation, and it runs even better on there, and you have all the features where it's just like it automatically just saves wherever you left off, and yeah, it's great.
I'm excited. Well, I beat Power Slave Exhumed, and boy, did I like that. That's the best of all. Like, there's been a lot of these bringing old shooters to like modern platforms. That's the best one because it's a more obscure game. It's a really interesting game because it's like this Quake 1 style, but like ever so closely getting closer to something like a Metroid Prime in terms of like you get power ups. You have to go back to old areas to unlock new paths or to find upgrades, like an extra health bar, stuff like that. It's got that Ancient Egypt theme, which is just really neat. Jesse, I feel like retro shooters at all, you need to play Power Slave. It was a lot of fun.
I've been enjoying it. I've been playing a little bit more of it on the Steam Deck in the last night or two. Excuse me.
It's got a ton of options too. Like, you can like really mess around with the graphics options to make it look more like how it would have on the Sega Saturn and stuff like that. Very, very good CRT filter with, again, more options for like how big you want the scan lines and stuff like that. So
yeah, give me those beefy scan lines.
Lots of great options there. Then I started, just because I was stuck in bed for so long, I played randomly Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. This is the Game Boy game. It's in the
Right.
Castlevania collection on there, which I always heard was, I think I've always heard that this was the best of the Game Boy Castlevania games. So I thought I'd try that. And yeah, it's actually very good. It's what I like is like a lot of people, when they took their NES games, just put on a Game Boy, they kind of just tried to do the same thing, but zoomed in too far. So it was just worse. This has a pretty good resolution, and they understood their limitations. So it's more platforming and less fighting enemies. It's a little bit easier, which again is kind of nice on the Game Boy, but it's still very, like, it controls exactly like Castlevania 1 and 3. It still has fantastic music. It does this thing where you actually can pick the levels Mega Man style, which is a little different. So I was enjoying that a lot. But that's,
it's the second best Game Boy Castlevania after Kid Dracula, of course.
Well, Kid Dracula is in that collection also, actually.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah, that's a very nice collection. All right, Jeff. Well, we did it. We got through this episode.
Yeah. There were some scary moments there along the way, but we got through it. We did it.
We did it. Oh, what a week.
I mean, there's stuff happening pretty soon, right? We got like the Mario Kart tracks. What's the big game they're launching this month, though? Is there like
Kirby?
Kirby? That's right. God.
How dare you forget?
I know.
Oh,
And then Triangle Strategy's coming soon. And
Triangle Strategy. I'm glad we're not reviewing Triangle Strategy. I'm glad we're not out of Nintendo for that, because reviewing JRPGs like that is stressful. But Kirby, I'm going to be begging soon.
Yes, I think I got, for some reason I got a hunch that someone had it already, but it's a bit early, so maybe not. And then then April's happening, and we're gonna get I don't know, it's kind of nonstop here pretty soon. So there'll be a lot to talk about when it comes to the Switch. I'm looking forward to getting back on my Switch and playing with it after so long with the Steam Deck. It's like this, it's not like this is gonna replace my Switch in any way, but I am just kind of now at this point where I'm like waiting for the next big thing instead of just like noodling around on the Switch for something to play. All right, Mike, I'm gonna hit the music, and then why don't you give us our little outro?
Yeah, check out me on Twitter at Tolkoto, TOLKOTO. I think we're going to be doing Splatoon 2 game night here soon, maybe Friday or Saturday, so stay tuned to the Discord for info on that. We'll be back on Friday with Games Beat Decides. It looks like Zoom worked out pretty well here, Jeff. It seems like it was just a Discord issue, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we will have to look into DNS and see if there's some other things we could do, because it's been going for weeks. So there's something weird happening there. Mm-hmm. Maybe reinstall Discord. Maybe that's the first step. All right. I'm Jeff Grubb on Twitter. I am Jeff Grubb on Twitch, which I probably will be streaming some more noodling around on the Steam Deck. I looked at the PlayStation 3 emulator. I looked at I want to look at the Xbox emulator next. I haven't done that much with that one, but PS3 worked pretty good, especially once I dropping stuff on 540p. Tune in. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oozing style.